the modern landscape of digital imaging is undergoing a massive shift. Everywhere you look, the industry is pushing the mirrorless revolution. We are constantly flooded with news about electronic viewfinders, artificial intelligence that detects subjects, and silent electronic shutters. It feels like the entire world of photography has moved over to computational technology. Yet, right in the middle of this massive digital wave, a single machine stands tall. It refuses to step aside or be forgotten. This camera is a massive monument to traditional optical engineering. Industry professionals all over the world still view it as the absolute peak of the digital single-lens reflex era. In fact, many elite creators openly call it the greatest camera ever manufactured in history. We are talking about the legendary Nikon D850. Even as the industry moves forward, this specific camera remains highly coveted. It is actively used today in high-end commercial studios, remote wildlife expeditions, and professional landscape portfolios across the globe. This isn't just about nostalgia. It is about a tool that delivers results under pressure. Today we are going to look past the marketing talk and break down the raw technology, the physics, and the rugged mechanics. We want to understand exactly why this proven tool continues to hold its ground against the absolute best modern mirrorless systems available. To truly understand its staying power, we have to look closely at its physical and optical core. At the very heart of this machine is a massive 45.7 megapixel full-frame sensor. When this camera first hit the market, putting a backside illuminated design into a sensor with this much resolution was a massive engineering triumph. Traditional sensors have their electronic wiring placed in front of the light-gathering parts. This camera changed that. By moving the complex wiring matrix directly behind the light-gathering layer, the sensor maximizes how much light it can actually catch. This design change makes a massive difference in the real world. It means you get exceptionally clean images with very low noise, even when you push the camera into high sensitivity settings in dark environments. But the real genius of this sensor design is something it leaves out. It completely removes the traditional optical low-pass filter. Most cameras use this filter to slightly blur the image to prevent strange patterns. By taking it away, this camera extracts the absolute maximum amount of tiny details from your lenses. The resulting detail is incredibly sharp. Commercial photographers can take these files and print them onto massive billboard-size advertisements without any issues. You can crop deeply into a photo during editing without worrying about the image becoming soft or pixelated. For creators who need every single bit of texture and detail, this sensor is a dream come true. But the sensor has another major benefit for high-end landscape and studio photographers. It features a true native base ISO of 64. Most cameras start at an ISO of 100. Dropping down to 64 might seem small, but it changes everything. It opens up an incredible 14.8 stops of dynamic range. This level of performance directly rivals medium-format camera systems that often cost 3 times as much money. Imagine you are standing on a mountain shooting a high-contrast sunrise. The sky is incredibly bright, and the ground is in deep shadow. With this dynamic range, you can intentionally underexpose the shot to protect the bright highlights in the sky from blowing out. Then when you get back to your computer, you can easily pull clean, noise-free details out of the dark shadows. The files are incredibly flexible. The organic color rendition of the 14-bit RAW files gives editors an amazing canvas of clean data to work with. Handling a massive flow of 45.7 megapixel data requires an incredibly powerful digital brain. The camera uses a highly optimized processing engine known as the XP5. This processing platform was built specifically to handle massive amounts of data very quickly. It manages giant files without ever slowing down the camera or making the controls lag. Because the processor has so much bandwidth, the camera can capture full-resolution RAW files at a fast speed of 7 frames per second. If you need even more speed, you can attach an optional battery grip and use a heavy-duty battery. The increase in voltage actually pushes the mechanical shutter to a blistering 9 frames per second. When you combine 45 megapixels with a speed of 9 frames per second, you transform this machine into an absolute powerhouse for wildlife and sports photography. However, speed does not mean anything if your images are blurry. To make sure every single shot is perfectly sharp, the engineers took the exact autofocus system from their top-tier flagship sports camera and put it directly into this body. We are looking at the famous multi-CAM 20000 autofocus system. This system features 153 total phase detection points, and 99 of them are highly sensitive cross-type sensors. To make it even better, this entire autofocus system runs on its own separate processor. That means it never has to fight with the main image processor for power or speed. The result is a tracking system that locks onto fast, unpredictable subjects with incredible reliability. Whether you are tracking an animal sprinting across a field or a fast motorcycle cutting through a sharp turn, the camera stays locked on. It uses advanced color information and smart movement calculations to predict where the subject will move next. Even better, the very center focus point is sensitive all the way down to -4 EV. This means the camera can find and lock focus in near total darkness, even when your own eyes struggle to see the subject. In an industry that is currently obsessed with digital screens, this camera offers an experience that is becoming rare and highly valuable. It gives you the pure, unfiltered optical truth. The camera features a massive optical pentaprism viewfinder with a large 0.75 times magnification. When you lift this camera to your eye, you are not looking at a tiny laggy television screen. You are not staring at a compressed video feed of the world. Instead, you are looking through a perfectly designed system of real glass, looking directly at the actual world. For many working professionals, this instant optical connection is absolutely essential. It provides infinite dynamic range to your eye, because you are seeing real light. This completely eliminates the eye strain and fatigue that comes from staring at bright digital screens for 12 hours during a long workday. When you are covering a long wedding or a fast sports event, that matters. And when you press the button, the mechanical mirror moves and the shutter fires. You feel a solid physical feedback travel through the frame directly into your hands. It gives you a satisfying real connection to the process of taking a picture. This is something that modern mirrorless cameras simply cannot copy. The physical design and strength of the body are made to survive the absolute toughest conditions on Earth. The frame is built from a rigid, lightweight magnesium alloy and reinforced with strong carbon fiber materials. Every single button, control dial, and seam on the body is protected by heavy-duty weather sealing gaskets. This camera is built to handle freezing blizzards, heavy tropical rain, and dusty desert sandstorms without ever breaking down. The button layout is also designed perfectly for working professionals. It includes illuminated buttons so you can easily see and navigate your controls in total darkness. It also features a rugged tilting 3.2-inch touchscreen display. This screen makes it incredibly easy to compose shots from awkward low angles when you are shooting landscapes. When you are working out in the wild or busy on a commercial film set, keeping your gear powered and your data safe is everything. This camera completely outclasses its modern competitors when it comes to battery life and field reliability. While mirrorless users find themselves constantly swapping out batteries and monitoring their power percentages with anxiety, this machine operates on an entirely different level of efficiency. Because it does not need to constantly run a bright, power-hungry electronic viewfinder or a digital sensor feed just to let you compose a shot, a single standard battery allows you to capture thousands of images on a single charge. If you attach the optional heavy-duty battery grip, that number skyrockets even higher. You can head out into the deep wilderness for days at a time, through freezing temperatures that normally drain batteries instantly, without ever worrying about losing power. This incredible reliability is exactly why remote expedition photographers keep this camera in their bags. They know it will turn on and perform every single time they lift it to their eye. Data security is handled with the exact same level of professional seriousness. The camera features two distinct media card slots, combining an ultra-fast slot for modern high-speed storage with a standard SD card slot. This dual configuration allows you to instantly create a real-time backup of every single photo you take. If one memory card fails or becomes corrupted during a critical shoot, your work is completely safe on the second card. For commercial photographers, wedding shooters, and photojournalists, this redundancy is not a luxury. It is a strict professional requirement. You cannot tell a client that you lost their once-in-a-lifetime images because of a single card error. This camera gives you total peace of mind. This machine also completely changed what professionals expect from a high-resolution camera when it comes to video production. It was one of the very first cameras in its class to offer full-frame 4K video recording without any annoying cropping. That means when you shoot video, you get to utilize the full wide perspective of your lenses. The camera reads the entire width of the massive sensor to create sharp, beautifully detailed video files. It also records in standard full high definition at up to 120 frames per second, allowing you to create incredibly smooth slow-motion footage.